Hey guys, Mr. Jalapeno here with another episode of Jalapeno Drywall. And on today's project, I'm going to show you how I repaired these walls in the master closet. The homeowners had the shelves removed in a few closets, and they're going to install new ones, but before they do that, they want me to repair the drywall, so I'm going to show you how. First thing you're going to want to do is scrape the wall with your putty knife, and then I recommend you get this all-purpose joint compound, and you're just going to want to apply it on all the damaged areas. And I personally wouldn't necessarily call this the first coat, I would just call it the half coat, I guess. It's kind of like a skim coat. What I'm doing is just applying the joint compound, but I'm kind of removing all of it. What this is doing is that it'll just fill all the holes or any voids that might be around there, as you can see right there. Just make sure you're not leaving too much mud on the wall. Remember, you don't want to do a lot of sanding either. So yeah, for this coat, just remember not to leave too much and you should be good. Also, make sure you're putting a little bit of pressure on your knife when applying the mud. That way you fill all the holes like I mentioned earlier. And after you apply all the joint compound to the damaged areas on the walls, now it's time to let it dry. I just let it dry overnight and I came back the next morning to apply the first coat. And now I recommend that you get some Easy Sand 45. The reason why I'm going to use Easy Sand is because I'm going to do multiple coats in one day. And if I use that all-purpose joint compound, I'm going to have to come back the next day to apply the second coat. But with this Easy Sand 45, I just have to wait about 45 minutes before I can apply the second coat, which speeds up the process and I don't have to be coming back multiple times to this project. And as you saw there, when I apply the mud, I kind of feather out the edges a little bit. That way there's not going to be a thick edge. I'm not going to have to sand too much, and it's going to be nice and flat. Look at that. These walls are not necessarily flat. As you can kind of see right there, there's like little waves of texture. This texture is called pull trowel. It's almost flat, but like I said, it's got those little weird waves here and there. And after you apply the second coat, you're going to have to let it dry 100%. That way you could sand any rough areas like right here. But now I'm not going to go crazy with the mud. I'm just going to do little touch-ups here and there. These types of walls require a level 5 finish. So if you don't get it super smooth, you're going to be able to see any imperfections. And after you're done touching everything up, it's time to prime. The primer I'm using here supposedly dries in 30 minutes. So after I apply this primer, in 30 minutes, I should be able to apply the original wall color. I'm using a 9-inch roller with an extension pole, but if you're doing like a small repair, you could just use like a 6-inch roller and you don't even need the extension pole. But anyways, after you apply the primer, let it dry for about an hour. I know it said 30 minutes, but I still just let it dry for an hour. And now it's time to apply the original paint. The homeowners did have the paint, so that's always a plus. And obviously you're going to want to use a new roller. You don't want to mix that primer with the wall paint. And just be careful when you are rolling on the paint. You don't want to leave too much paint in one spot. Make sure you feather it out a little bit. I ended up doing 2 coats of that original wall color. I put my fan just to see if it was going to need another coat, and it turned out pretty good. So if you want to get any of the tools or materials I use here in this video, just go to the link in my bio, go to my Amazon storefront, and click on Painting Essentials. And that's pretty much it. And I do apologize, I did not have the greatest lighting to show the after. You could kind of see it there, you know, super flat. I just wish I had better lighting, but that's it. Jalapeno Solutions. Boom!